Hello everyone, Sandra here. So in this video I want to explain two more reasons that I forgot to mention earlier, or things that I have found out recently that I believe supports the theory that I have that there might be two Archons in Inazuma. Now of course, again, regarding Archon, my definition is someone of Archon level power. So that does not necessarily mean that the Gnosis is split in two and each entity has half of it. It does mean that there is an active Archon in Inazuma, and there is someone else with Archon level power, or someone who used to be an Archon, or someone who used to be closely related to the Archon in Inazuma. So of course, if you have watched my previous video, you will know that the other person I'm talking about is Miko, and today I believe I have found two more hints. So for the first hint, I want to direct your attention to the chapters, the quest line of Inazuma. Now we know that within the quest lines, each region is given its own symbol, and this is under the travelogue section under archive. So Mondstadt symbol is a star here and also a wind wheel here, and that is basically Mondstadt symbol. The Lua symbol is two diamonds here, followed by the Geo symbol, and under it is the balance, which means the Lua is City of Commerce. Of course, we'll gloss over this. This is to be will be reunited. However, what I want to focus on is the Inazuma symbol. So for the Inazuma symbol, we can split it into four major sections. There is the cherry blossom at the top, then followed by this sort of structure. I don't know what exactly they are called in English, but these are generally called in Chinese and Japanese culture, these are generally used as sort of a extra doorway of sorts. This part is generally where you hand the title or something of whatever this structure is for. It's generally used as a doorway, as I've said before, sort of the major place to hand whatever you're doing before you enter the door. And behind it, of course, is the electro element symbol. As we have seen with all other previous nations, the element symbol is there. And finally, under this is 3 amulet. So for this, I want to look at all the lamps within Inazuma, because I have managed to find all 4 symbols on all of the lamps in Inazuma. Now, of course, I'll be skipping the amulets here, because if you look closely, the 3 amulets actually together form the symbol of the Electro Archon, or of the electro element itself, so these two are technically considered the same thing. But I believe that I have found some clues that might point to the fact that the Narukami Shrine is more important than we think in terms of who is really living there. So with that said, I'm already in the Raiden Shogun's residence, so the attention I want to bring you to is all the lamps that are within the Raiden Shogun's residence. Now, of course, you can travel further up, but I believe that we just only need to find one of the lamps, because all the lamps have the certain same color symbol on them. So as we can see here, all the lamps here, except for those 2 giant purple ones up there, all the rest of the lamp in the Raiden Shogun's residence does have the symbol of the electro element here. So again, going back to the archives, that's 2 of the 4 symbols. That is 2 of the 4 symbols checked, because as I have explained previously, these 2 symbols are identical, so 2 of these checked already. Now, I have looked into the lamps at the residences of the 3 commissions, specifically the Kujo family's residence here, the other commission in Rito, and of course the Kamisato estate. Unfortunately, the Kujo family never has any lamps on there, both here or Kujo encampment. I cannot find a single lamp, but regarding these 2, their lamps does show their own clan symbols, so I will be skipping these. You can check them out for yourself, but all the Rito ones here show their own symbol, and all the government facilities here show the same symbol as the Raiden Shogun's residence. As for Ayaka estate, Kamisato estate, the symbols is of the Kamisato clan, so I'll not be showing there. Next spot we'll be visiting is Inazuma City, and here you can see all the lamps here are followed by the symbol of the cherry blossom. So that is 3 of the 4 symbols found. Now, where do you exactly find the 4th symbol? Now, of course, many of you guys probably know the answer, because I've talked about it in the beginning of the video, kinda. The fourth symbol can be found in the Kamisato Shrine, and you can only find it in the Grand Narukami Shrine. So the Grand Narukami Shrine here, as you can see, this lamp here, followed by all the other lamps in this area, is the only lamp where you can see this structure of a doorway structure. So this is why I believe for my first point that this is a very subtle hint to the entire Inazuma questline, that the Grand Narukami Shrine plays a bigger role in the Archon quest than what we just know so far. So I've traveled through almost all of here, as you can see. There is still the Sakura Blossom symbol here as the main symbol, however under all of the lamps here, there is this doorway structure. And let me move on to my second point. So my second point, I don't need this anymore because the second point is more of a point from a story development point of view. Basically, my argument is that the first native person we meet to a nation that we interact with directly, we talk to, that is not an NPC, is the upcoming Archon of that region. That rule applies to Zhongli and Venti. Now let me explain. Of course, we met Paimon first in Mondstadt, but the first person we ever had a one-to-one interaction with within Mondstadt is actually Venti, right after we kind of scared the Valon off and we went to drop the unpurified blood clot. So that's when we first met Venti. And the first time we met Zhongli is after talking to Child. Child got us out of the situation and then decided to let us see Zhongli, so that would help resolve the situation of Liu. Now, of course, some of you might ask, didn't we see Ningguang first at the ceremony? Yes, we did, but the thing with Ningguang is that Ningguang, we did not really interact with her directly. She was just saying catch the imposters, she didn't really say catch us, so I'm going to let that one go. And of course, Child is not native to Liu, he is from Shinatsuya, so that argument does not stand. Now, I know that this is a bit of a stretch because in Inazuma there is only 2 characters that currently fits this rule, so it is hard to say that the third one will fit this rule as well. However, one more argument I have. Why would MiHoYo randomly introduce us to a person that does not really have a significance to the storyline randomly? Now, of course, everyone thought we were going to come to Inazuma under the invitation of Ayaka, and yes, we did. But why would they release Miko before Ayaka? Now, this is probably another one of those hidden plots that MiHoYo has planted that's going to literally turn out to be true 3 months later, which I'm expecting to come out somewhere September after the second chapter of the Archon quest in Inazuma is out. So personally, I believe that there must be a significance for MiHoYo to place in order to get Miko to show up before Ayaka, because everyone was expecting Ayaka, and then when the Chinese server saw Miko before Ayaka, it was very surprised. And for quite a while, I don't know why this is so big. And for quite a while, her entire backstory is a mystery until MiHoYo sort of cleared up themselves that, you know, she is the grand priestess or the grand shrine maiden of this shrine, and that she is of someone of significance to both Morax and Zhongli. So I believe that explains why Miko, if not an Archon, is going to have a more significant role to play in the second part of the Archon quest, as we have seen. She might be even the character that comes out in the end and resolves all the situation, and she might even be the one that, you know, stays here to solve entire of Inazuma's situation if the Raiden Shogun does end up getting her noses taken and something goes wrong, then she might be the one to come out and solve all the situation. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. Thank you and have a nice day.